Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. This is Tommy the Tarot Reader and I am doing a reading for Scorpio, Sun and Scorpio Rising. This reading is what is coming towards you, who is coming towards you, how is the person or situation is coming towards you. The Magician and the Mirror. Number 8 card, which is your number, Scorpio, ruled by this planet Pluto, number 8. That also corresponds to the month of August. So there might be a Leo who is part of your life. A Magician also is the sign of Gemini for me. But this card also speaks to me of Pisces. So what's coming towards you is, it's not necessarily an epiphany, but kind of a aha moment that something's going to make sense to you, that the world is reflecting something back to you. If it already has not, it's going to be a strong reflection back of something that you have overlooked. I want to say neglected or dismissed, meaning that you were aware of it and within your consciousness, but it's going to be drawn into your consciousness. That's what the mirror is. The Magician sees the whatever situation is that you need to see something. You need to know something. And it's going to reflect back to you in a way that it's going to reflect back to you randomly. It's a flash of insight. It's a flash of an image. It's a dream. It's someone that crosses your path that's going to make you stop and reflect on something that I feel like you've been, once in a while you'll think about it in your past, maybe even your recent past, but it's actually a lot heavier than you are experiencing. You tend to get distracted, but this thing that you've been carrying with you, it's pretty heavy emotionally, and it's part of your growth. A situation or a person or something's going to come into your awareness that's going to make you open up your eyes. It could be about a relationship that you realize, for example, something like, oh, this person actually truly unconditionally loves me and I've been taking them for granted. Or I've been taking my life for granted. That here are some other things that might come up. I'm not scared of death. If death comes to my door tomorrow, tonight, I'm not scared of it. Something else that might come in is, and this is not gonna be easy for some of you. If you're a Scorpio, if you're a Scorpio that's working on your own healing and transformation and improvements, this will make sense to you. I've looked back and I have been doing my healing. I have grown as a person. I appreciate who I am today. I appreciate the help along the way. I have asked for the help and received it, and I am thankful for that help. I operate from my heart. I am in touch with how I feel. I give myself that compassion and that care, that I am a feeling being. That's for some of you Scorpios. The other Scorpio who is still, what I do see is they're in a kind of dark, dim place. It's gray, but it's murky. They're not walking towards the light. They're halfway towards the light and they're hesitating. So their attitude is, it's not great. It hasn't been that great. And I don't really like things. I don't like my life. I don't like any of it. That will reflect back to you in some way that this approach isn't working. But if you are stubborn and not asking for help or talking to anyone about this place of where you've given up and you don't like anyone or anything, is a very dark place. I am hoping the magician in the mirror, the magician is you, even if you're a dark magician in a dark place, that you will look in the mirror one day and realize whatever insight that you need to have. You may have a dream that I don't know, but when you're at the bottom of the barrel, which is the energy that I'm getting here for some of you, I don't think being complacent and accepting of staying at the bottom of the barrel is it's not going to happen, because the magician in the mirror is going to reflect back to you that you've accepted a really dreary situation for yourself, that you've seen that life is, that you're actually not appreciative of life. But then I'm thinking, maybe you aren't appreciative. Maybe life has sucked for you. Or that you are moving into a really quirky place. Not popular with your family or friends. Not popular even with the person you were a long time ago. You're getting to this place where you're accepting all your different sides, no matter how bizarre, strange, quirky, depressed, anxious, like all the yucky stuff, no matter how even toxic you are to yourself, that you're telling yourself with this eccentricity card, I'm accepting this. This is where I am right now. The holidays are coming up, and if I don't want to celebrate the holidays, I'm not going to. It's like Scrooge, bah humbug. The magician in the mirror is looking like, yeah, bah humbug. It's fine. I can live Scroogey for the rest of my life. For some of you, that may be true. You're accepting a part of you. But there's a part of you that's also saying, I'm going to be different. I'm not going to continue to be this person. And I just said that the versatility card came out. I'm going to check out all the different parts of me, because I owe it to myself to try to live a life, a worthy life, a life of appreciation, and that actually my life is pretty good. So I'm going to have fun with my life and be a little bit more lighthearted about it. That's for some of you. There's a number 11 here and a number 3. How do you get to where you have opened up your life? I mean, I'm talking about the lighter Scorpios here is friends. You need to be around friends. You need to be around people who appreciate your eccentricities, your quirkiness. They just say, they just accept you for who you are. But it would be good for you to hang out with air signs. You have Aquarius and Gemini here. They will definitely help you with how you're feeling. That there's so many options here with the 7 of chalices. There's so many options. The devil on your left and the angel on your right. There's your good and bad options, and both sides are talking to you. Scorpios, on the light side, you got your angels talking to you. Maybe even your ancestors, people who have passed away recently. They're saying, no, you can't give up. You got to keep going. You're doing so well. They're here for you. Some of you on the dark side are looking at dark options because you've accepted the fact that, my life is dark. It's dreary. But there are a lot of options here. It's really all up to you how you want to make your life. How do you want to create your life from this point forward? With the World card here, the magician in the mirror is pushing you towards the direction of, yes, you can make your life different. You don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. You possibly even closing a chapter in your life where I'm sick and tired of being dreary, grumpy, cranky, depressed. You may get there, and you may get there before the end of the year. You're sick of it. It does you no good. And for some of you, you might have started to lose people and they stopped hanging out with you or talking to you because you are so dreary. So you're coming to that end point. You can't be like that any longer. And this card came out. Yeah, you're coming out of it. And this came out reversed. And I gotta tell you, I don't like reading reversals. But since I just said what I did and the hangman came out reversed, that's gonna happen for you. You're not gonna hang yourself any longer. It's not working. By the end of the year, you're gonna pull out of it. How are you gonna pull out of it? Let's see. Well, I said friends and family, but I think friends, maybe you need to get out and socialize more. Something, because your life is dreary and boring for some of you. But for some of you, yeah, exactly. Take control of your life. The Emperor came out. Take control of your life. And if you're the Scorpio blaming other people, stop blaming other people. It's not getting you anywhere. So if you have the intention of changing your life, because for some of you Scorpios, you're like, I'm changing my life right now because something occurred to you that you have to. Something or someone or the divine opened up your eyes. And you're at this point where by the end of the year, you're in control of your life. You're planning incredible things for next year. You've pulled out of a dark period. How long have you been in a dark period? For the past year, you've been in a dark period. Maybe you're coming out of it now. There has been a loss. So from the death or whatever loss had occurred in the last year, you've been in this very dark period. That's because that's the Five of Cups. With grief, you're going through grief. So the past year has you going through grief. You have lost someone, you have lost a relationship, and it has been very difficult on you. But by the end of this year, you will start to feel more hopeful and a lot more better. If you've lost a company or business or friendships or close friendships, it's not, for some of you Scorpios that are more stronger and more confident, you're just going to go forward. You're going to blaze into next year. Blaze. Well, I did say blaze. I think the blazing next year will happen for you maybe towards the end. I'm not really sure. Maybe if there's any blazing, it'll be at the end of next year. But for right now, you're opening up yourself to options. And there's a lot of options. There's a lot of ways for you to see your life. There's a lot of ways for you to see yourself because of that Jupiter. And is it Neptune and Jupiter or Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus? And so you're kind of getting tossed around with, ooh, I have all these options, Scorpio. And I just gone through this really horribly dark time. So you're starting to feel like the weight has come off you and that you actually can have a really good life. And Mother Nature card is here. She who gives life to all, take refuge in her embrace. You're starting to have more greater faith in whatever you believe in, greater faith in the people around you. I would watch for any person or situation that is toxic in your life right now. It will take you down. So I'm going to say protect yourself from that and focus more on how you want your life to look like and how you want to feel and how you want to look and how you want to show up for yourself, how you want to show up in the world. The magician in the mirror is going to show all these things to you. There's going to be situations, and I initially had said maybe one flash of insight, but I feel like you're going to have a series of dreams or flashes of insight that keeps reminding you. It's like the divine, the universe is constantly tapping you on your shoulder and saying, hey, you have choices here. You could live miserably, or you could completely transform your life and live the rest of your life the way you want to live your life and be more faithful and hopeful and kinder. I mean, you really have an opportunity to transform yourself. The problem is you tend to focus on what you don't have, what you've lost, how awful you feel, and expecting other people just to accept it. You've accepted it. You've accepted how awful you feel, but the people around you have not accepted it. And for some of you, that's for some of you Scorpios that are still in a very dark place after a loss. For some other Scorpios, that you are picking yourself up slowly, but by next year, you're going to feel a little better. Because you're telling yourself, I can't continue to feel this way. I'm not going to live like this. If I have faith, I'm not going to slap faith in the face. I'm not going to slap the universe in the face and say, hey, screw you. I'm choosing to live miserably. Because I'm a miserable human being. Something's going to happen to you that you're forcing that. You've accepted it, but you're forcing the world and you're forcing faith in the universe to accept the fact that I hate my life, I hate me, and I don't think there's going to be things along the way that's not going to accept that. They're not going to let you, I don't know who they are, but I really feel there are some magical forces that are in your life, who is, again, the magician in the mirror. The magical forces will show up. Magical forces, they're blessed forces. I'm not talking about dark forces. You know, we already have a blueprint of our lives. You were supposed to go through this. Sometimes I don't believe in the blueprint idea, because we still have control over our lives, which is the Emperor card, and we do. We have control over our lives. If you want to invoke the strength of Archangel Michael, invoke that. It's within your control to invoke the strongest forces in our life and our universe that transcends all of the levels of existence and time. You can invoke that and say, hey, I am needing your help. I need you to help me, and invoke that. Or like, I am so awfully depressed. I don't like my life. And in a way, it's sort of like, there's a part of you that says like, I actually don't really like this. I've accepted it, but in my heart of hearts, I don't like this. So your heart is speaking louder to you more than ever. When you ignore how you feel and when you ignore your heart, the forces of nature, there's a lot of forces that's going to come in, and it's going to remind you that, hey, you can't ignore your heart. As weird as you think you are, all these beliefs that you have about eccentric beliefs, you got to start moving in a different direction with versatility and the Seven of Chalices here. You want to move into another direction where you surround yourself with positivity. Okay, Scorpio, that's what I got for you. When's the change going to happen? It's within the 8 months. So we are in November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. By June, there's going to be a series of things that's going to open up your eyes. That by June, your life is going to look lighter. And for some of you, Scorpios have already started to do your own work. By June next year, you are on to something bigger, greater, and brand new. Parts of you brand new. Allowing yourself to Gemini. I don't know if Jupiter's in Gemini next year. I got to check. But surround yourself with Gemini and Aquarians and be more social. The other cards that are in here showing up for me, Gemini shows up for me twice. Aries is another card that's good for you. Another sign that's good for you. If you are thinking of reflecting and working through your losses, I would say go with a Pisces to help with that. Okay, Scorpio, that's what I got for you, and I will see you at my next reading. This is Tommy the Tarot Reader signing out, and thanks for joining me here. Bye-bye.